fuck, here we go. Well, it is January 2012. 2012, the last year of the world, actually. If you go by the goddamn Mayan calendar. Mm-hmm. Oh, my name's Josh. I watch a ton of TV. Over there, we got Nick.
That's right. And I watch a ton of TV, too.
So that's what we kind of do, and that's all we talk about. So why not record this shit, right?
Right. And for all of you out there listening who watch a ton of TV, too, you're in our secret club.
They say you sleep a third of your life away, right?
Right.
All the time that you have on the earth, you sleep a third of your life. I watched a fourth of my life of TV.
I can relate to that as well. A great jumping off point is it seems like Hollywood, I don't know, their movies have become the TV of yesteryear. It's like you go in and you're like, oh, well, I wish I didn't waste that 2 hours. And TV is becoming the staple where, I mean, you're even seeing a lot of really talented writers and artists these days, you know, signing up for a full season of something.
Hell, even actors.
Yeah.
You see big screen actors just fucking saying, screw it, I'm going to TV.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Ron Perlman on Sons of Anarchy now. You have Claire Danes in Homeland.
Yep.
John Lithgow.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he did a wonderful season on Dexter.
Did he ever win an award for that season? Season 4?
I don't know.
He totally deserved an award for that.
Exactly.
Like Ian McShane in Deadwood back in 2004. Have you seen Deadwood?
I've not watched Deadwood. I've bin told to watch it for about 3 years.
I'm getting ready to finish the last couple episodes of the last season. And Ian McShane, the dude that plays Al Swearingen. Of course, I just looked it up a couple of days ago. I didn't know that he got the Golden Globe for his role. I was like, damn, this guy deserves an award. And I go and look it up. Sure enough, he won it that year, 2004.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that do pay off at the Golden Globes that not so much at the Emmys.
Yeah.
I know The Office has done way better Golden Globes than what?
This is our pilot episode of our unnamed show.
Right.
Unsure we're going to name it right now. But it is brought to you by the boycott of SOPA.
Yes.
Fuck SOPA, fuck you,
Right.
Lamar Smith, whatever your fucking name is.
The first show, our pilot episode of insert title here, is we want to go, we kind of want to wrap up 2011 since we're starting new year. It's a new podcast. It's a new thing for us. We're going to kind of go over some things we've watched in the last year, some things we've stuck with a while. We want to go over those things and, kind of give you our take on how the year was and what we're hoping for in the new year. And let's talk about 2011, the new shows that we got into and we're just crazy about.
Motherfucking Homeland.
Homeland, yes. I knew of it. Josh got me started on it. Finished it up.
I don't even know why I started watching it. I was bored one day.
Probably because it was after Dexter.
Yeah.
And they kept previewing it, most likely.
I kept catching the commercials and shit for it.
I mean, if I watched Dexter in real time, I would have said the best thing about this season of Dexter was that Homeland was on after it. So that's definitely the best thing about this season of Dexter.
Homeland, first episode, you're fucking hooked.
And not only that, you're so hooked to the point that me and my wife, we watched it, and we watched...
Look, everybody, this guy's got a wife!
Maybe I don't know. But we watched the entire season in 2 days. We were that hooked on it. It's one of those shows.
The entire season in 2 days?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, the final episode we watched on the third day.
Oh.
But, I mean, that's not bad.
That was an hour and a half
we were
show,
working both days. So, that's just whatever time you're...
12 episodes? Is that what it was?
Yeah. In case you're not familiar with Homeland, Claire Danes and...
Damian Lewis.
Yes.
Damian Lewis.
Also, Inigo Montoya from Princess Bride.
Who plays Saul.
Yeah. It's a wonderful cast. The premise is a soldier comes home.
Oh, yeah. Marina Baccarin for you Firefly fans there. Firefly, bring it back.
I'm not into Firefly. I tried it.
I tried one episode, but I still want it back.
Wow.
For great justice.
Well, let's just say sci-fi shows in general on television seem to be the budget shows in the effects. And the Battlestar Galactica was one for me where, like, everybody's like, oh, watch this, you'll love it. And I watched it, and I was like, I just can't get past these cheap laser effects.
Yeah.
I couldn't. And, of course, Fox has to cancel
everything.
We should do
everybody likes.
We should do a whole show.
Especially Joss Whedon stuff.
That's about everything that Fox has canceled.
That's a whole fucking episode right there.
Yeah. I mean, and, all the greatness they let slip through their fingers, like Arrested Development.
You know what I read earlier?
Family Guy the first time around.
Breaking news. They're making a fucking 24 movie. Did you read that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read that earlier. They're making a whole movie about Jack Bauer and his bullshit daughter getting abducted like she always did. Did you ever watch 24?
No.
Every episode his daughter gets kidnapped, so there's that.
Oh, nice.
Spoiler alert!
And how does the show end?
It's been
I always assumed there was a bomb somewhere in Washington every episode, and he had to stop it.
There's bombs. He gets away with torturing people. He gets tortured. Nerve gas. There was usually one or two big things every season, and one man saved them all.
The thing with me and TV, and this is probably something that'll come up several times with me, is if I got the premise and I notice that there's a pattern to every episode, yep, I will very quickly lose interest. CSI, I mean, you can change the dead body all you want to. It's obvious that they've got to find the dead body. They've got to make a joke. They've got to have a montage where they go over this. They've got to interview the wrong person. They finally interview the right person, and sometimes there's a small little twist at the end. So
yeah, House is like that too.
I just get bored with that really quickly.
House is, you got this perfectly normal, seemingly normal guy out there doing something. He collapses like they always do.
Right.
Then, this is his diagnosis. Let's give him this medicine. Nope, that's going to kill him. So we're going to give him this medicine, and then later on, you get to look at Olivia Wilde's face all episode. Well, until this season, anyway.
I've heard that name for like a year. I finally figured out where she's from. Thanks, Josh.
Olivia Wilde?
Yeah, I had no idea where she was from, no.
She's from everything.
So, should we get back to Homeland or no?
Oh yeah,
I like how things are going, but I have a squeaky chair. I'm going to try to do something about that next show.
And I've got the soft chair, the nice soft chair. My balls are like cupped in the chair.
So Homeland's about a soldier. He comes home from. He's a Marine. He comes back from the war, and Claire Danes' character. She works for the CIA, and she had been told by an informant that someone on our side, U.S.'s Marines, had been turned.
Bitch is crazy.
And the guy comes back, and she thinks that it's him. She's hell-bent that he's involved in some sort of terrorist plot.
What's that?
It keeps you wanting to see the next one. There's a whole lot of different plot points, unraveling story points, and very well-written, well-acted show.
Oh, definitely.
I say for me, it's the second best show that's debuted in 2011.
And it's my first, although the first one that you're talking about, I don't know if we want to go into that right now, but...
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say it. My first favorite show of 2011, Game of Thrones. And once Josh gets into that, we're going to...
I have watched the first 3 episodes so far. I don't know. The show's beautiful. I mean, visually, the show... Oh, and Emilia Clarke. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Let me tell you something about Game of Thrones. I don't think it's one of those shows that'll hook you immediately, but I think somewhere around the middle, you'll be like, I've got to watch the next one. And then when you get to the season finale, you'll be like, what? I have to wait until next year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to keep watching it.
Another thing, I don't know if we want to discuss Breaking Bad this year.
It's been so long since I've watched that season finale.
Well, we'll just skim Breaking Bad for now. It was excellent as usual this year.
But slow, though, right?
Very slow.
God.
It seemed especially slow, but it got to the last 3 or 4 episodes this season, and I mean, I was at the edge of my seat. Yeah. Literally, I was like, got your handcuffs in front of your knees, and that didn't make any sense, but... But, you're sitting there in the position where you're trying to put your face as close to the TV as you can. Breaking Bad was definitely like that.
Break your TV when Skylar White shows up, because you're going to punch you in the fucking mouth.
I've been there.
I just totally went on a whole rant there, didn't I?
Just keep it up.
Whatever.
Sons of Anarchy. That was really good this year, but they went for we drug you out all season long, and in the last episode, nothing you watched made one bit of difference. Oh, they pulled that little thing. Which
that reminds me of another show.
Leads us right into Dexter.
Fucking Dexter. God. It's still my favorite show. I don't care. It could be shitty, but it's still my favorite show. But you're right. What happened on the season finale could have happened last season.
Right.
In the last
season
finale.
And that's what kills me. Spoiler alert.
This show should be called Spoiler Alert.
That should be the name of it, Spoiler Alert, but I'm sure that's taken.
Spoilers!
At the end of last season, the 2010 season of Dexter, there was a scene where Lumen and Dexter are behind a plastic sheet, and Deb, Dexter's sister,
comes in and finds Jordan Chase laying there dead on the table.
They're behind the sheet. This is the moment, 5 years worth of Dexter that you're waiting. And I'm glad I didn't watch it all 5 years. I'm glad I got into it late because I would have probably
waited every week.
Something, yeah. But this is finally the time. Story-wise, it's time. Deb should have learned that Dexter's a serial killer.
Oh, yeah, right then and there.
She just pretty much lets him go without seeing his face. And you're just left there like, oh, okay.
Did he ever say anything when he was behind the sheet?
No, nothing.
He never said a word? Okay.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was a complete cop-out. It was one of those things where the writers really wanted to do something, and then they got to that final episode, and they're all sitting at the table, or however the writers write this show, and they're like, you know what? People may stop watching if Deb finds out about Dexter. And then we don't have jobs anymore. And to me, it was crystal clear that they were worried they wouldn't have jobs anymore. So
like, kind of like construction workers deliberately take forever on a job because they need that job.
Right.
Because they don't know if the next one's coming up.
Exactly like that. So this season, it was a whole season about religion and Colin Hanks, who, if you've ever seen Colin Hanks in anything, you're not threatened by him in the least bit. And Edward James Olmos, who I figured out within 3 episodes, this guy was a fucking...
dead the whole time.
Yeah, I figured it out because, I mean, there was a scene where it was so obvious when the waitress came up and he had been talking to Edward James Olmos the whole time, and the waitress only asked Colin Hanks.
Didn't even look at it.
He didn't even look at Olmos, and at that point I was like... Psh. Like, I didn't even care enough about this season to even know what their characters' names were. I have no idea what Edward James Olmos' character's name or Colin Hanks' character's name were in this season. I was so completely... I was just like 6 episodes in, I was like, if some big shit doesn't happen soon, I'm off this show. I was just going to leave it cold. And even in the final 2, I was like, I don't even care. And I would like barely watch it while I was just...
Like had it on in the background while you're jacking off to some porn or something?
Not exactly, but...
Oh, well, you just took a look into my life.
But it was... I don't know. It's hard to explain the frustration. So anyway, it gets to the final episode of this season. What happens? Deb finds out about Dexter by once again walking in on him at some anonymous place. There's not even a build-up to it. There's a whole deleted scene that maybe wasn't even filmed.
Why is she...
Where she goes, oh, the church. I have to go back to the church. And we would all be going, yeah, go to the church. But no, they couldn't even throw that in. They couldn't even throw their fans a bone. It was just like, oh, and here's Deb.
Yeah.
It was fucking ridiculous.
I guess she come to pray or some bullshit.
But anyway, it is 95% likely I will not watch next season of Dexter. I hated this season so much. God. And I know a lot of people hated season, was it 5 that has Lumen?
Yeah.
A lot of people hated Lumen and they hated that season. I was actually enjoying where Deb was thinking that she was in love with Dexter. And I was this is going somewhere because they're going to try to irritate some people. Because I appreciate that kind of writing where it's like where they're not afraid to piss off the audience. Exactly. But maybe they should have thought about that. It's
kind of creepy, erotic. I mean, I know they're not blood related and all that shit, but it's like, is this Wincest? What is this?
Yeah,
it's weird. I mean, it was good weird, but now she's fucked because. What she walked in on. Yeah. So you're not going to watch next season?
I don't think so. I think I've already written it in my head. So, spoiler alert. Here's what I think's going to happen next season. I think we're going to catch Deb at that exact moment where it left off, and she's going to say, holy fuck. Yeah. Or some kind of twist on that word.
Fuck balls, I just shat a brick. Oh, shit.
And she's going to run off. And Dexter, having already killed this dude, is going to run outside and try to calm her down, and they're going to have some little deal. So, flash forward, she also realizes that she loves him no matter what, but she's also got to hunt him, so she's going to step down, and since LaGuardia had absolutely nothing to do this season, she's going to have to come back into it somehow.
I guess in the first 10 minutes after she finds that out, she pulls her gun on him. Guarantee it. I don't know why I think that.
Or if they went... This season, I remember thinking that it's getting dangerously close to a soap opera, so if... all goes the way the writers want it, I'm pretty sure Deb will run out of the building, hit her head on something, and have complete amnesia. That's where it's going.
That's what all shows do, though.
Yeah.
Like,
she's going to have amnesia.
Was doing that shit. Smallville did that.
I've never known anyone that has amnesia, but it's a very convenient tool for writers, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It happens more in TV shows than it does in real life.
Yeah. Somebody should just do a study
Oh, yeah. Oh, you found out a secret. Oh, there's brain damage. Just go ahead and take that.
Of like how many people in TV since the box came on have had amnesia, and how many people in the last 50 years have had amnesia. I'd be really interested.
We're not even counting fucking soap opera bullshit.
Right. Yeah. Throw out all the soap operas. Let's just talk about.
This makes me facepalm. Like, if they don't kill off LaGuerta, I'm gonna fucking just throw something at the TV.
Yeah, she's a useless character at this point.
She's supposed to die. In the book, she dies. I can't remember if
But Rita
Dexter
lives, right? Doesn't Rita live?
I don't remember. I know LaGuerta dies in the books, but I don't know if Dexter kills her or not.
But I mean, like, what about the killers? How many are all of those from the books, or some of them made up? Like, is Trinity Killer, for example, is he?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read the books. I just read what I read on websites. But
Right.
I've watched a couple of good movies lately, though. I know this is a TV show. The show about TV shows.
Uh-huh.
That's totally meta. It's like Inception, but without Juno.
So what movies are you?
Moneyball, good movie.
I wanted to see that, yeah.
Good movie. And I watched one today, In Time, with fucking Justin Timberlake, Amanda Seyfried, and Olivia Wilde is in it. You know anything about that movie?
Uh-uh.
Okay, it's like a whole different thing to think about. It's people are born with these clocks on their arms, right?
Mm-hmm.
These green clocks, and it counts down, whatever. And time is your currency.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I remember the preview.
It's like weird to think about. What if it was actually like that? Like you go past a bridge toll. Oh, it costs 1 month to go through.
Jesus.
It's like things cost time. And, like, you can go to somebody and you can hold their arm or whatever, and you can give somebody time.
But, like, everything's not the same amount. Like, a cup of coffee might be 15 minutes, but...
I think... actually,
like,
Timberlake bought a cup of coffee, and it was 4 weeks.
Of your life?
Yeah, of your life.
That's nuts.
And they ended up...
a great idea for a film, though. I would have to see it to be able to comment, really.
Oh, and you live to be 25. You don't age anymore after you're 25. Olivia Wilde was his mom in the movie. They were dancing him some bullshit in the kitchen or whatever, and then he calls her mom. Well,
mm-hmm.
That's weird. I kind of like that, but that's weird.
Right.
So yeah, you age to 25, and I think when you get to 25, your countdown starts. Your thing gets down to 0. Your clock gets down to 0. You die.
Just automatic?
Yeah.
They don't put you down?
Nope, you're dead.
Huh.
Whatever you're doing. Trying to get on the bus. She didn't have enough time to get on the bus. 2 hours to ride the bus, and she had like an hour and a half left on her arm. So she had to run to him to get some more time. And he was running to her, and they were running like this, and she dies right there in mid-stride.
They're like the Matrix, and they take the jack out of the back of your head or whatever. Right?
I never watched those movies.
You never even watched the first Matrix?
Mm-mm.
Wow. You were talking about Moneyball, which you're saying is a win for Brad Pitt.
Love that movie.
Let's talk about a total loss for Brad Pitt, which...
The Tree of Life?
The Tree of Life.
Holy shit.
Have you seen that?
I tried to.
Yeah, that's the thing. There should be some prize if you can make it through that film in one setting.
Nope, I got 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, God, I gotta turn this off.
And in 15 minutes, you get the point of it. The guy's trying to say, you know, you're the loss of your loved one isn't that big of a deal in the grand scheme of life, because it shows you know, plants and dinosaurs and how long everything's been around, and it spins into outer space, and
what a mindfuck.
Plants grow and whatever, and you're like, yeah, I realize that. That's not going to make me care about, you know, my family or my friends any less. That point is driven home immediately. But then you spend the other hour and a half dealing with the situation in the film, which I don't want to talk about mainly because I've almost forgotten it. The only good thing is that Brad Pitt was in it and doing his best with it, but it's and I actually went back and I looked at all the other movies that director had made, and I've forgotten his name because I didn't want to watch any of his other movies. So I wanted to stay away from him.
But you forgot his name,
yeah. So I'm gonna, now every time a movie comes out, any kind of drama, I'm gonna be like, okay, directed by, and I'm gonna make sure he didn't make the Tree of Life.
Another good point about TV shows: movies, they suck today, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's either that or a combination of that, and nobody's got the, what is that word that I'm thinking of?
Attention span?
Yeah, the attention span for fucking movies. Like, I'll be sitting there trying to watch a movie and it's 2 hours long. I'm like, fuck, I need to go do something else. Whereas TV shows, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour at the most.
I agree with that. It for some reason, for the population, it seems that it's easier to give something a total of 12 hours over a 12-week period than to give something 2 hours in one night.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's 2 hours of your life you're committed to right then and there.
Yeah.
And you don't even know if you like the damn thing.
Right. Whereas the show, you can watch, 20 minutes or 40 minutes, and you're like, well, I'm going to stay with this or not. But say there's a movie, and you really do like the characters, and then make a sequel, well, that's 2 to 3 years down the road.
Yeah.
Whereas you're just waiting a year for a new season of a show, or sometimes even 3 months.
Or fucking just a week for the next episode.
Right, exactly. So we're coming to the end of our pilot episode, and
the pilot.
I guess what we want to do is that we've talked about 2011 a lot. We've went on a few tangents, and we're going to now talk about our 3 shows to keep your eye on for 2012.
2012, the last year of existence.
Yes.
If you believe that shit.
Yeah, I don't. So, Josh, your 3 picks for the shows to watch in 2012.
2012. I'm going to pick my 3 shows. It'll have to be Breaking Bad because that's the last season, right?
Yeah. Even though they're talking about splitting it up into 2 seasons.
Oh, yeah, and lasting forever.
Yeah, they'll break that out till 2013.
Oh, definitely. But still, it's going to be one to watch. It's going to be the show to watch, probably.
I agree.
I'm going to say Homeland Season 2.
I mean, I'll be interested to see what they're going to do with that.
It'll be late in the year, but...
Yeah.
And Community. It's going to be my comment.
Which, let's talk about Community. Our next episode, we're going to dedicate the whole show to it.
Yeah,
So, if you like Community, you're going to be happy. If you don't like Community, you're going to be happy. And if you've never watched it, get cracking.
It's on the verge right now, so you need to watch it. And tell your friends, tell your mother.
Tell everybody. Community is the show to watch.
Tell your grandpa to have a man crush on Joel McHale.
And for my 3 picks to watch, either keep your eye on an upcoming season or just get on Netflix or whatever your preferred method is, I say if you haven't watched first season of Game of Thrones, please do.
That show is so beautiful visually.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's great. It's worth it. It's a great payoff. And hopefully you haven't been ruined on one of the big parts of what happens in this season, because it'll be a shocker for you. Okay, so Game of Thrones. I'm gonna go with Breaking Bad. Obviously, I can't wait for another season of that. If you notice, your pay cable and your bigger package cable shows are really ruling TV right now. Mad Men. Next season of Mad Men, keep your eye on that, because that show just gets better all the time. You can have as many as you want to start.
Justified starts in like 8 days.
Justified, how in the hell can you top last season? And that was only the 2nd season, am I right?
Yeah.
The 2nd season. That built up so well with those characters. But when you get to the final episode of last season, it just, wow.
Yep, Justified starts on January 17th, you guys.
Keep your eye on Justified. Yeah. And I'll pick that for my 4th, too.
How have we gone so long in a podcast and not even mentioned Justified once? He's Timothy Oliphant, which I have like this weird... It's so hard to say his last name in my brain, and it makes me so uncomfortable. Why? I don't know. I just want to say Elephant, but...
Yeah.
I've got such a man crush on that guy.
He should be back on The Office. I'm missing him on The Office. I'd like to see him return 1 or 2 episodes next season.
Yeah, he did a really good job in Deadwood, too.
We're gonna sign off on this.
Wrap this bitch up.
This pilot episode. We hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you haven't, just keep listening to them. They'll get better. Won't they? Don't you think they'll get better?
What, the shows?
Yeah, these shows will get better.
Especially when everything starts rolling, when all the good TV shows come back on,
and especially when you and I are watching something that we're both we like it, but one of us hates the way it's going, and the other one loves it. That's going to be some good conversation. So anyway, happy 2012, and
see you around, fuckers.
We'll talk to you next time.